Blue Kool-Aid coming at you. We're going to talk about the jet stream today. Okay, I know that's more of a meteorological uh, conversation, but it directly relates to what we're seeing in our skies and how our globe is reacting to stuff coming into our solar system that isn't. Well, I don't want to say it isn't supposed to be here, but isn't what we thought things were. I'll just put it that way. um, anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about the jet stream here, and obviously we're going to talk about how abnormal it's been. And Scott sent me this information over, and I'll show you a video he sent me of the jet stream, and I'll show you a few pics from the coronagraph that he caught that showed some more orbs or spheres or planetary celestial bodies, whatever you want to call them. A round ball close to the sun again. Not real close this time, but this one is close enough that it was in the capture. It's not right up against the sun like we were seeing some of those here as of late. But anyway, before we dive into the videos and stuff, I'm going to give you guys just a quick definition of what a jet stream actually is. We hear that term a lot when we watch any weather thing on Weather Channel, local news, weather, any of that. You always hear them say jet stream. Well, the reason why is because it's very important. It's one of the main factors that steer our weather. Storm systems ride the jet stream. Okay, so these jet streams are strong enough they push hurricanes all over the place. So I wanted to preface that just by saying that because I don't want to downplay how important the jet stream is. I want everybody to understand that when the jet stream's out of whack, our whole weather pattern on the globe is going to be out of whack. All right. So we're going to start with this definition. It says jet streams are like rivers of wind high above the atmosphere. These slim strips of strong winds have a huge influence on climate as they can push air masses around and affect weather patterns. Basically what I just said. Okay? That's just it's not, I hope I didn't misspeak there. It's rivers of wind high above in the atmosphere, not above the atmosphere. Okay? Want to make sure I, get that right there because it's not outside our atmosphere. It's actually in our atmosphere, but it's high above the surface of the earth. And it's what pushes our weather around. Low pressures, high pressures, what have you. It'll bring cold weather in from the poles, and it'll bring hot weather in from the equator, from the tropics and subtropical zones and stuff like that. And again, like I said, guys, these things push big weather systems around. So, anyway, let's go over here. It says temperature also influences the velocity of the jet stream. Okay, so basically what it is when you have a great difference between temperatures, such as say you went from 100 degrees to 120 degrees. Okay, when those two air masses get close to each other, we'll just say the wind speed would be 50. Okay, these are just generic numbers for examples purposes. So say 120 to 100, there's 50 mile an hour winds, right? Okay, well if we went from 100 to 170 and those two air masses hit each other, you're looking at 100 mile an hour winds. Okay, it's the temperature difference. It's not the actual temperature itself. I hope you guys can understand that, okay? It's the difference in the two temperatures is what causes the wind. It's not the actual temperature itself. So, when we get those winds, that's where the jet streams come from, okay? And again, like I said, I'm going to say this a lot in this video, this controls our weather pretty much globally. And it's at least probably the most important factor in our global climate. So, then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna show you this one real quick. This is just an image I pulled off of Google, okay, guys? But this is This is showing the jet streams, okay? Now, I'm showing you one here for the northern hemisphere. You know, you see the polar jet streams up here, okay? And you see the subtropical jet stream, obviously, is down here, all right? When those two things clash, you know, storms happen, right? And like I said, when the temperature difference is when you start getting higher winds, more lift. This is what, because you'll see in just a little explanation here. You know, we've all heard of Tornado Alley here in the United States, and it's usually right about in here somewhere, right? Okay, well, why is it always there? Well, there's a lot of reasons why it's in that specific spot, but what causes it is when this polar jet stream dips down, hits this hotter air, and it grabs this low pressure and all this moisture down here, and all that lift is created from the difference in pressure, or temperature, and pressure, I guess. And it causes all these thunderstorms to get real high in the atmosphere, which causes, you know, winds and circulation. But that's why, okay? The jet stream is causing that, basically. At least as the main factor in it. But just like the north has these jet streams, so does the southern hemisphere, okay? But the southern hemisphere, I was reading, it isn't as strong, okay? It isn't as intense, I guess is probably a better word. They don't seem to be able to steer things as much as these as the northern hemisphere does. Now, I couldn't give you a reason why that is. I'm sure I could probably, you know, research it out, but that's just something that I had read I thought was interesting. But anyway, like I said, these jet streams, they control our weather, or weather patterns anyway. Now, Scott's been talking about this for, you know, going on 4 years now. He's actually been talking about, you know, the climate's being changed. It's not from global warming or anything like that. That's all, in my opinion, a psyop. You know, all the stuff that's happening is directly related to the stuff coming into our solar system. All right? Whether it's supposed to be here or whether it wasn't supposed to be here, that doesn't matter at this point, okay? All we know is something's wrong. Something's happening. Something's not normal. When you see the jet stream doing what it's doing right now and staying in that sort of a pattern, you have to know something's wrong, okay? And what I mean by that is, I'll just take you over here to this picture, okay? This is just, again, a random one. But you see the jet stream, okay? See the jet stream? This is the polar jet stream up here, right? Okay, well, it dipped down. When it dips down that far, it's running into all that hotter air, right? It's basically running into the other air mass, so cold and hot, there you go, you got storms. And again, when these things do it once in a while, it's no big deal, okay? We have a storm, right? We've all lived through that. It's not changing everything for good. The problem is that these things are happening and they're staying in these certain abnormal patterns. Okay, that's where the issue is. When they stay in these patterns for lengthy amount of time. Okay, that's the whole point in what I'm trying to get across to you guys. Our jet stream has changed in a way that isn't going back to normal. Okay, it's not what we used to see. And you're not going to hear this from any mainstream media outlet at all. These guys are going to try to play this off like it's something that should have happened, and then they'll have some crazy swamp gas explanation for it. Okay? And don't buy into it, guys. Seriously, don't. Because this is, you know, whatever is causing this. We can even leave out all the celestial stuff, which is, in my opinion, what is causing this thing to change. But we can leave that all out. The fact of the matter is, it's changing. So what do? Don't fear. That's the first thing you do. You don't go crawl in a corner and cry and fear and get all depressed. The thing you do is you look around and you adapt. Okay? That's what you do. You prepare as much as you can and you adapt, and then you give the rest to God. I mean, that's all you can do, guys. And put out the information, try to help each other out. And that's basically the basis of my channel. That's the only reason why I do what I do. You know, I just get on here and I feel like I need to do this. I need to try to learn more and more and more, and I am. And I thank everybody that's been helping me. I really do, guys. And thank you guys all for watching and having patience with me learning. And this is part of it. This stuff was sent over to me by Scott, and he's trying to help me out here. He's trying to, educate me in a way to where I can help everybody else out also. All right? And in turn, that's my goal to do for you guys too. For anybody that's listening to this, that's my goal. I want you guys to be able to do this for other people, for your families, for just whatever. You don't have to start a channel or nothing like that. I mean, I'm not telling you what I'm saying. Just understand this enough that you can help somebody else out. But right now, there's a big, huge heat wave in Australia. And like I said, Scott's been talking about this for 3 or 4 years. And he's got data to back it, okay? He tracks everything. He logs everything in. And you could probably go back on his videos and hear him talking about it. I'm sure he's wrote articles. And again, guys, I've known what a jet stream is, but, getting down to the technical aspect of it, I'm learning something here, guys. I really am. And this is what I enjoy. So, anyway, this right here is a global picture. And again, this is just a random picture off of Google. Remember I was saying that the northern jet streams are stronger than the southern, in the southern hemisphere? Well, this right here is kind of showing that. You see the more intense colors on the top than on the bottom? That kind of just shows that right there. I don't know what effect that has globally. But, that is what it is. But again, I'm going to take you back to this one real quick. This is pretty much a normal looking, well, no, I'm going to give you a better one that I found right here. Okay, this is in the United States. Sorry, guys, if you live international here. I'll try to find some pics for you there, too, what your jet streams are supposed to look like. This is kind of a normal, kind of like a baseline that I would look at for a typical jet stream. If you look here, you don't see it dipping down. It's more horizontal, right? It dips down some, okay? But even in this generic picture, it's showing cold air mass against a warm air mass. I think most of us know when those two things meet, weather happens, right? Whether it's storm, snow, whatever. But what I wanted, and I'm going to take you back to this pic here real quick too. This right here, guys, is a pretty good representation that yin and yang, right? If something is positive on one side, it's got to be negative on the other, right? Well, so when there's cold here, there's hot here. All right? So in areas that the jet stream's dipping down, it's getting colder, but it's allowing hot air to get into places that it's not supposed to, too. Okay? Whatever wins in this situation, your guys' guess is as good as mine. Whether it becomes a hotter climate, a colder climate, there's a lot of debate there, and I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but, it's a discussion worth having because, this is going to affect, like I said, this is affecting us globally. And the big thing here, guys, is that, 1 or 2 storms, that's normal, right? 3, 4 a year, 5 big storms where the jet stream dips down like that. But when it dips down and it stays down, that's when we have to look. And it's been consistently doing this now for 3 or 4 years. That's the data Scott's been, collecting over there. And that's why we're seeing these heat waves. Okay, heat waves, mudslides, massive snowstorms that's not normal, massive rainstorms, just flooding, all that kind of stuff, man. It's related to this. Mudslides typically are caused from rain slipping, making dirt slip. At least a lot of times with floods, you get mudslides also. And they can be caused by other things also. But, again, whatever's there in our weather, in World War II, just to show you how powerful the weather is, if I'm correct in what I'm saying here, and I think I am because I've read quite a few things about this, when they were going to go drop the bomb over there in Japan, they actually had to go to their secondary target, I think. I'm pretty sure. Because of weather. It was weather that stopped it. So just think about that, guys. Now, is this jet stream being changed by celestial stuff, or is it being changed by man? Well, I think it's celestial. at least 99% of it. Now, do I think that they have systems out there that they can control weather in certain areas? Yes, I do believe that also. But do I think that they can control the whole jet stream? I don't know. I'd have to see a whole lot of proof on that. But these jet streams, I think, is being caused, the changes in the jet stream is being caused by celestial stuff. Okay? That's just my opinion. And there's a lot of us that hold that opinion. But just understand, again, the jet stream is one of the most important things to look at when we start talking about climate change. 1 and 2 weeks of fall and spring, that ain't normal, guys. Not normal at all. And just to show you here, you got this is from the Guardian. It's an article. You guys can go read it. But it says warning for extreme heat wave for southern Australia after New Year reprieve. Okay, again, they're 16 degrees Celsius above average. I mean, that's not Fahrenheit for those of us that live over here in the United States. That's huge. That's a huge number. Okay? I didn't go and do the math on it. I could, but I'm not going to do the math and change it over. But they're talking about, 41 degrees is kind of hot is actually a hotter temperature, and they're talking about it getting up to 46, 49, and into the 50 degrees Celsius range. So, when you start seeing that, I mean, that's massively hot. Okay? And what's causing that? Well, the jet stream's moving, okay? The jet stream is causing this. What's causing the jet stream to do what it's doing? In my belief, it is celestial stuff, plus other things, but mainly celestial stuff. Now, Scott sent me this video over here, and this is a really good video because this shows you the jet stream here in January, okay? It's actually a predictive model, I believe. I think it's from the 3rd to the 8th is what we're going to see here. But you're going to see that this thing does not look normal. What I want you guys to pay attention to is there's nothing there. Okay, so that means that's the cold air pocket. It's coming down. It's pulling cold air from the Arctic. All right. So we'll go ahead and play this. And again, guys, you see that? I mean, does that look any kind of normal? You see this storm that just blew up there on the left and pushed off to the right? Look, one right behind it. Look at, okay, I'm going to pause it right there. Back it up. Okay, you've seen those dipping, right? Well, look at this. It's dipping already right there before it even comes over this direction. Now, some of this could be, some of it might be half normal. But for this to happen, my point is this is happening over and over and over again. It's in a pattern now. It's not just doing this 1 or 2 times like a shot of cold air. We've all heard about that, Arctic rush. You hear that a lot on the weather channels when they're trying to hype up their weather reports. But this is an Arctic rush that is rushing, and it's blitzing us, and it's going to stay. It doesn't mean we're getting real cold here where we're at, because actually it's not. All I'm saying is that this jet stream is dipping down, and it's causing our global patterns to change. And, that leads, like I said, it leads into ice melt. It leads into places that were hot turn cold. Places that were cold turn hot. It changes things. So many things. And again, guys, I'm not an expert on this. I'm just trying to show you guys what I'm seeing and what I'm researching. And I'm sure that some of what I'm saying may be, I don't know if it's incorrect or maybe I didn't word it right, but this is just my basic, understanding of what this is. And I'm just trying to show you guys that this is something that is not, it shouldn't be this way. Something has changed. And what changed it? Well, again, that's the big question, right, guys? And, here you go. I mean, you're seeing this. This doesn't look like any kind of normal anything when you talk about jet streams. If you go back and you look at, in history, a normal jet stream pattern, you're not going to see nothing like that for any season. So, you know, like I said, when these jet streams start running into each other, or start moving each other, and then it starts cranking these things around, all this and all that, I mean, it's all affecting our weather. And again, one more time, I'm going to say it, because I think it's a point that needs slammed home. If this happened once or twice, 3-4 times a year, whatever, that's probably pretty normal. But for it to do this and stay this way for weeks, months at a time, that's when, you know, that's true climate change, guys. That's true climate change. Things change, and they stay changed. So, but anyway, I'm going to show you a couple more captures that Scott sent over to me. These are some cool ones, man. I mean, these are really, really cool. Again, this is a chronograph. See it? See the ball there? Okay. I'm going to zoom in. I mean, these are just, yeah. That's just a outstanding capture there. I mean, you can't, I mean, and like I said, guys, it's not right up next to the sun. It is definitely something there, guys. That's not a camera anomaly. If it even could be on a chronograph, I'm not sure if that would. I mean, I'm sure there's malfunctions that could happen, but it don't happen in perfect spheres like that. You can even see a shadow type of situation on it. You know, it's facing the sun. That's why it's bright here and darker on the other side. So there you go. I mean, that's. And we'll go look at the other. You know, this one here even kind of shows it better. I mean, look at that. That's just, yeah. One of those things, it's like things that make you go, right? I mean, these are great captures. And these are why, you know, those of us that run channels and try to help out, this is what we look at, guys. These are the tools we go to look at them. And this is what we look for. We don't just look for, you know, orbs or spheres or planets or whatever. We're looking for anything that's abnormal, not ordinary. Because that's when we're really going to start seeing stuff. You know, I'm open-minded enough to think that, you know, at any point in time, I will drop everything that I've ever said if somebody can say, hey, you shouldn't believe it this way because of this, and this, and prove it to me. You know, so there you have it. I mean, that's just crazy capture there. I wanted to show you one more picture while I got you here. This is from Kenny G in Milwaukee. This is, yeah. I'll show you what we're looking at here in just a second. He sends stuff to me all the time, and Kenny, buddy, you rock it every time you send me something. I mean, and obviously this is on a filter, guys. But what we're looking at here is the sun's here. Okay. This is obviously an object out here, and it looks like it's creating its own light. But if you, I don't think we can zoom in anymore. Yeah, okay, cool. If you look at that, and I know that this filter makes it look like it's on fire, but I don't think that that's what the original looked like. I could be wrong, but if you look real close here, guys, it's that wheel thing again, okay? You guys see it? Okay, now I don't know that that's what he was trying to point out. I think he was just trying to say, hey, is that thing on its surface, or what's going on here? He was trying to just, you know, show me something that was, again, abnormal. This isn't normal. This is something I don't know what causes that, but you know, we've been talking about the sun simulator and all that, and that right there looks very similar to what we think some of the sun simulator parts would look like. Okay. I just wanted to bring that to your attention there real quick. Good job, Kenny. I got some stuff from Kim. I've been corresponding back and forth here. It's a video, and I'm going to show you guys that in another video. But, yeah, I'm not even sure what it is. But, yeah, you know, I'm not even going to try to show it because it's a big, long conversation. Just that's a whole video on its own. And that will be my next video. But, again, guys, you know, I know I've kind of rambled on here a little bit tonight, but, you know, I had to get this out because it's important. And when I think something's important, I think you guys probably already know that I repeat myself like 1,000 times. I don't do that intentional. I apologize if that annoys people, but I do know that the more you hear it and see it, the more you're going to remember. And when I think something's important, I do repeat. Okay, this is one of those things that's that important. Okay, this is directly affecting all of us. This isn't something that's happening tomorrow or yesterday. It's happening right now. Just ask somebody in Southern Australia right now if anything's changing. I guarantee you they're going to say, man, I've had my air conditioner cranked. If they've even got them over there. That's a whole other issue. This celestial stuff coming in here, guys, is affecting everything. Down to our electricity. Down to our basic needs. It's going to affect everything eventually. We have to realize and understand that and just prepare. Don't be fearful. Just prepare as much as we can. Give the rest to God and lean on each other. That's the advice I try to give, and I've got a lot of friends in this community that's given me knowledge that I didn't have before, and taking time. Like, for instance, Scott right here. I mean, he didn't have to send this stuff to me. He didn't have to, give this to me to put out. He was trying to help me. And that's what we're all trying to do. So, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.